Hello to all, it's Adil here bringing you a review of the European market analysis for the year 2022. It's been a while, apologies since I made a video, but certainly back on it. Obviously kids, family, etc. It's just trying to juggle it all and focusing on the live analysis service. For those that want to join the live analysis service, you can do so. You can email me or either contact me. You can my email address is daytrader at inter-market-analysis.com, or you can get access to my email on my website, and be sure to contact me via Twitter, or you can contact me via the email, and I'll certainly be sure to certainly respond there. Again, these are two books I always recommend to certainly start to read. Anna Cooling's book is certainly good as well if you want to learn inter-market analysis. Okay, so getting on to the FTSE 100 then, let's give you a review or insight into European markets. Obviously flushed this week on the back of several reasons. Main one obviously is the Fed obviously being hawkish, and that's obviously certainly driven the actual risk-off scenario. FTSE obviously initially it was certainly very strong given the fact that oil prices were spiking and moving higher. As you can see here, we've had Brent crude here almost hitting the $90 level. So again, oil certainly has helped the FTSE 100 in terms of its strength and commodities in general. Okay, I think there was an M&A as well, a lot of M&A activity, a lot of individuals arguing that the FTSE 100, the blue chips, are certainly undervalued, and therefore that was certainly a good trade. So you can see in terms of FTSE 100, let's look at the weekly chart. As you can see, it's more or less mirrored the move in Brent, moved higher. It certainly stumbled here, which is key resistance around 7,600. I think we had a pivot high of 7,620. We've got resistance further above at 7,680 as well, and obviously the ultimate resistance of 7,800. But again, that move really has been mirrored in the Brent crude. Okay, as you can see here, thrust higher, and obviously FTSE has certainly moved higher as well. So let's go on to the daily chart now and give you an insight here. Daily chart remains bullish, higher highs, higher lows. So again, I was actually quite bearish here at this bear flag, and the market just obviously ripped higher on the back of Brent pushing higher as well. Obviously light volume, obviously going into the new year, etc. But again, the FTSE strength certainly continued, even the back of Boris Johnson's obviously shenanigans, as we all know, political uncertainty with regards to him staying, etc., etc. And obviously that sent the FTSE 100 higher. It's only until the US equities started to roll over quite viciously. But again, US equities, I'll discuss that as well separately. It's mainly due to the Nasdaq or tech stocks, because the work from home trade certainly has come to an end, with Omicron being less severe, etc., etc. So whether this rally was on the back of obviously the restrictions being lifted, making it easier for the UK economy, etc., etc., in terms of growth, that certainly is another argument. But again, for the fundamentals, it's very, very hard to align those. But again, certainly is a factor. Definitely oil prices moving higher, and obviously the restrictions being lifted, and Boris Johnson obviously averting another scandal and remaining in power thus far. But yeah, again, it certainly seems to be a slippery slope at the moment. But nevertheless, that's where we are. Okay, so in terms of the daily chart, FTSE 100, the bull flag certainly has failed. We've had a bearish engulfing candle. We've got higher highs and higher lows. So again, one needs to respect that in terms of the FTSE. We broke above the previous resistance at 7,380. We've obviously pushed higher since, touching 7,600. And again, next potential support now is seen around the 7,430 zone. If that fails, then obviously you've got 7,380. Certainly expecting that to hold for now, oscillate between 7,600 to 7,380. If 7,380 is broken, then obviously you bring back down these key support levels down here at around 7,170, and then you got support around the 700 or 7,000 level. Okay, so on the daily chart, rising, contracting wedge pattern, bear that in mind. In terms of the daily chart, the upper band of the red candle is around 7,580. Provided the FTSE remains below there, but bears continue to dominate. Okay, in terms of FTSE 60-minute, pretty evident. Okay, it's double top. And then we drop. Okay, that's exactly what's happened here. Double top and we drop. Okay, so in terms of the resistance or support, okay, we've got key support resistance around the 7,500, and then you've got key support resistance around the 7,530 zone. Okay, on the downside, we've had a bottoming tail at the 200 MA at 7,450, which obviously coincides with a lot of support in this region here, which is around the 7,430 zone. There is some support around here. Let's just bring this candle into play, or the potential top here. So again, this is a key inflection point here, folks. Okay, which obviously coincides with the 200 MA, and obviously the key support seen around the 7,450 zone on the FTSE, and we've had a subsequent thrust since then. Okay, so yes, indeed, FTSE certainly remains bullish, given the fact that it's not really impacted from the work from home trade. So bear that in mind. It's certainly being helped by the Omicron being 90% less severe, and obviously the economy is getting back to normal, and a lot of individuals obviously lifting those restrictions, etc., etc., and that's helping world trade and economic growth. So again, bear that in mind. So you're looking for a potential bounce to 7450. Any resistance is seen above around 7530. Obviously the key inflection point here, which started the descent. Again, just put that in there. Okay, which is around the 7580 zone, and then obviously 7620 or 7615 will be your key resistance above. Okay, so in terms of the Footsie traders, that's basically where we're at in the 60-minute chart. The unfilled gap remains at 7580, so watch out there. Any resistance is seen at 7530, watch out there. We've had a potential pivot, a low move from 7450, so that's going to be important. Again, if we do continue to flush, then 7445 gap fill obviously is there. We've already closed this gap, so I'm just going to get rid of this gap here. Although that is an important inflection point, so let me just add that into my chart, okay, which I already had on the 60-minute anyway. Okay, so hope that's helping you for obviously the levels for trading for Monday in terms of the analysis. Now, again, those that want to join the live trading service, you're more than welcome to. I do offer a 1-month trial. So all those that wish to join, like I said, you're more than welcome to. In terms of contacting me, let's quickly bring up the details. Let's bring up the website for you folks. Okay, so yes, indeed. So feel free to contact me. My email address is there. Daytrader@market-analysis.com. Just ping me an email. I'll add you to the WhatsApp group, basically. And if you want to know more details of how the live trading service works, then be sure to obviously read the details on my website. On the left hand side, you can also I have the mentoring program, so those that want to understand how I'm applying this analysis in real time so that you can independently do it yourself. I run a 4-week mentoring program via Skype, okay, usually 2 sessions a week. Very informative, very educational. Again, I go through the key books which I've already highlighted. The 3 books are Anna Cooling's and obviously Mr. Murphy's book as well. So again, these are important books in terms of intermarket analysis. Also, Ashraf Ladi has done a very good book as well, folks. So again, have a look at that as well in terms of intermarket analysis. Absolutely crucial, I think, for my understanding or your understanding. And even if you're trading Bitcoin as well, I'm going to hopefully start doing some analysis on Bitcoin going forward in 2022. Again, from my perspective, it's not something that I would actively trade at the moment due to its volatility, but I understand that there are individuals out there that prefer that, and that's perfectly your obviously call in terms of your risk tolerance. Okay, so everybody has their own risk tolerance. So again, obviously trade accordingly and always adhere to good risk and money management. Okay, so again, a lot of obviously modules and subjects that I cover in this as well. It can be tailor-made. I mean, I've taught stockbrokers, I've taught novices, I've taught intermediate traders, etc. So all walks of life, just trying to make it affordable and easy for individuals to learn and obviously earn as well. That's the key: learn and earn. Okay, so again, be sure to visit my website. I'll certainly be more active now in 2022. Just been very busy with the kids' 11+ exams and obviously in general with the missus not being well as well. Unfortunately, she had 2 brain leaks last year. She's got a pacemaker, etc. So it's just been very, very hard. But hopefully this year she's certainly on the mend. The kids are hopefully moving on. And yes, indeed, it's a very busy time at present. But nevertheless, never too busy for trade. Okay, so going back to the actual markets in terms of the Footsie, giving you the key levels here for Monday's trading. So just be aware. Again, you've got key support at 7445. If you flush lower, then you've got 7430 and 7420. Now mind the gap here as well at 7385, which I've already highlighted in the 60 minutes. Hopefully that'll give you some insight. In terms of just doing intermarket analysis work, just quickly run through that with you. FTSE 250. So again, always from my perspective, FTSE 250 obviously is into support, and therefore one would presume the FTSE 100 would certainly bounce as well. So if the FTSE does continue to flush, then I'm not looking for a major flush on Monday. If any flush from my perspective will be a buying opportunity, and I will be going long on the FTSE, given the fact that the FTSE 250 is into support. FTSE 350 again, just quickly using intermarket analysis here. Just give you a chart of copper as well. Copper is certainly into support, so again that's certainly indicating a bounce here as well. FTSE 350. Let's have a look here. Okay, so we've had quite a powerful flush on the FTSE 350. So I just want to clean up this chart so you get a better understanding here. So again, basically all we're doing is retesting the breakout zone. Okay, if that breakout zone obviously gets crushed and negated, then obviously we are looking for a flush even deeper. Watch out for obviously news in terms of Mr. Johnson. That's going to be crucial. in terms of his potential next decision and his future as well. But nevertheless, looking for a bounce come Monday's trading in terms of the Footsie there, given the fact that a lot of the other variables indicating that. And again, like I said, there's an array of variables that I look for. Yeah, and again, these are things that I teach on the obviously mentoring program, and also you can look at it day to day and get an insight in terms of the live trading service. Okay, so daily chart, German DAX. Let's quickly give you an insight here. German DAX obviously hit double top, market flushed since then. We've had a bottoming tail here. We're certainly looking for a bounce. If obviously the bounce fails and we're looking to flush even further, then you are looking at gap fill below, which is seen here on the German DAX. But nevertheless, European indices certainly well positioned. Work from home trade, etc., is certainly the US equities certainly overbought compared to European indices to a large extent, and obviously that correction is certainly taking place given the fact that the Fed is hawkish there, and hence the risk off is exacerbated and is certainly impacting European equities as well. Okay, French CAC again still remains bullish. Remember, higher high. So what do we see after a higher high? Higher lows. Okay, obviously from a slightly bearish perspective, we've taken out the previous high. But nevertheless, using your Fibonacci retracement tool, just take this high here to this pivot high here, and we're still holding that fib 61%. For now, we've obviously closed the gap here. There are two gaps below, so again, I mean, I'd say that gap has closed, but let's just leave that for now. This gap is the one that hasn't closed below. So again, if you do see a powerful flush, if obviously the ECB turn around and say that they're going all hawkish as well, then obviously we've got problems. So nevertheless, my perspective, French CAC certainly is bullish, and remains so. There were some comments, should I say, in terms of the French CAC, but I'm not going to go into that too much detail. We're basically stating that their debt to GDP is certainly out of control, and in terms of easing, etc., they can't authorise or justify any further tax cuts or any sort of fiscal stimulus. So anyway, that's the scenario. But nevertheless, compare that to the US equities, certainly is much more bullish. It's more of a healthy pullback, if anything else. Okay. And we are looking for a potential move higher. If the 50% were to crack, then you're looking at 61 and 75. You've got this diagonal trend line support as well. So nevertheless, keep watching your variables there in terms of the French CAC. Let's quickly go to Eurostoxx. This is one that I trade quite often. Eurostoxx putting a massive bottoming tail at 4190, so pretty impressive there. Okay, so quite a major bottoming tail. We've closed the gap there as well. That indicates to me we are looking for a potential bounce. So, and then you've got the 200 MA just below as well. So from my perspective, Eurostoxx certainly is a buy on any dips. Okay, and that's exactly what I'll be looking to do going into Monday's trading. Any flush down to 41450 is an awesome buy. Perfect setup around the fib 61.75%, looking for a potential flush higher. Quickly going into the 60-minute chart again, we did break that key support, which is a slight concern and a slight worry, so bear that in mind. In terms of support, let's have a look here. So we have a gap fill at 4110, which again, that would take a powerful flush. Okay, and really on in no man's land on the 60-minute, really, to be honest with you folks. It's more the 10-minute, the day that indicates a potential rally. Let's quickly go to 10 minutes here and see exactly where we're at. So we did get quite a powerful rally from 4190. Let's just have a look here. So 4190, so your key support or key resistance is going to be 4230. And then obviously you've got the unfilled gap at 4300. So it's been quite a substantial sell-off in the Eurostoxx. And again, indicating French CAC and the German DAX indicating a potential rally, and therefore Eurostoxx is set to rally as well. So, okay folks, this video certainly has gone on for too long. I know it's the first video back for 2022. I will keep my videos very condensed. That's what this whole analysis is about, giving you levels and giving you the ability to trade into Monday's trading session, and hopefully that's helping as well. But like I said, be sure to visit my site if you wish to take up the obviously offer of the free live analysis trading service for the first month. Okay, certainly take advantage of that and see how my analysis and my perspective, and see if that helps you from that perspective. That's basically what it's there for. And if you think that is something that you need to learn and you need to apply, and again, we can go into it in much more depth, and these are the two books that I always recommend. If these are quite complex, then certainly start off with Anna Cooling's work as well, which is pretty good. Okay, so on that note, wish you the best and happy 2022, and hopefully these videos will be daily going forward. Goodbye now.